Hey, Lee here with the poll list for October 17th, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. This week from DC Comics, we have Justice League number 13, coming to us from a whole bunch of people there on the side. This is going to be the introduction of Cheetah into the New 52, because we've all been waiting for Cheetah. So there it is. Moving on, we got Wonder Woman number 13 coming to us from Brian Azzarello, of course, and it's, I guess, worth mentioning that these Arrow ads are everywhere. I think most of the backs of the book have a huge Arrow ad on it. Yeah, I called that right there. You see that? It happened. So, I mean, having checked out the show personally, it's, you know, more or less the same kind of take feel as like a Smallville or another show on CW like that. It's all right. I do like Green Arrow, so I'll stick with it for a few episodes, but curious to know what people think, because I haven't really talked to anybody else that has watched it or really cares about the character like I do, so I don't know how to feel yet, but yeah, I'm intrigued. Let's leave it at that. Image Comics, we have Darkness 107, Breaking Dark Part 2, coming to us from David Hine. Been a super cool book, been on this one since issue 100. Really cool story arc. If you like the Darkness and you're wondering when to jump into comics, now is definitely the time. Start at issue 100. I think there's a trade paperback actually now for like 100 to 106 or something. Definitely worth picking up. So there's that. Also, Walking Dead 103. Still in the falling action for what happened issue with 100, what with the death of Glenn and whatnot. Here we can see Rick kneeling, kind of about to get nail batted much in the way that Glenn did, so we'll see what happens there. I love this cover. This is from Marvel, and I should actually mention before we get to Daredevil, A-Babies and X-Babies versus X-Babies, Scotty Young. Illustrated was supposed to be out today or something like that, but it's delayed a week, so I didn't get that, but I'm looking forward to it just for the Scotty Young and stuff. But also, my favorite part of AVX was in the Versus series, the 6th issue, the second part of it, where it was just a bunch of like almost Saturday morning cartoon, like Sunday morning, like newspaper cartoon versions or takes on the AVX event. That was actually my favorite part, which is weird because I'm like, oh, take superheroes seriously, but that was just for fun and goofy and really enjoyed it. Something that's not goofy is this cover. That's terrifying. Really, really cool stuff there. That's coming to us from Mark Waid, of course. Rivera does I guess Paul Rivera does the cover there, and that's super, super cool. I really like that. Yeah, not much else to say. It's got the Eisner Award winner little label on it on the front there. Much deserved. Daredevil's been a great book. It stands to mention the covers have all been really cool for the book. They're really eye-catching and keeping with kind of the weird tone of the book. So, Hawkeye, this is coming to us from Matt Fraction, of course. I love everything about this book. It's one of my favorite Marvel books going right now. The art, the page layouts are like nothing like any other book. For example, there's a taste of the art. Let me see if I can find a really cool layout going on. Just good times. I mean, it could have been any character. It's Hawkeye. It's Clint Barton in this case, but he's hanging out with Katie Bishop and stuff like that. I believe it's Katie Bishop, if I'm not mistaken, who is the Hawkeye from the Young Avengers. And they got themselves into a little bit of a tizzy, so they're dealing with the Kingpin and everything. In this issue, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but they're driving in a purple buggy, so that's kind of cool. So, no, super cool book. If you want something that's kind of off the beaten path, definitely check it out. Love that book. Moving on, we have Marvel Point 1. There's two different covers for this one. I chose the Scotty Young one for aforementioned reasons. So there it is. We have Maria Hill. We have, I guess, is it supposed to be Nick Fury's son in the 616? I read a lot of comics and I can't keep up with this. So the idea here is that Nick Fury in the Ultimates universe looks like Samuel L. Jackson. He's the Black Nick Fury, bald, eye patch, obviously. But in the 616, like the main continuity, they've introduced basically the same character, but he's supposed to be Nick Fury's son or clone son or something. I'm so bad at this. So this is a $6 book. This is the Point 1 of the Marvel Now, kind of bringing you up to speed. I think it has a bunch of previews from Marvel Now books in it as well. So I mean, if you're looking to see what Marvel has to offer, probably the way to go. I noticed here that Jamie McKelvey is actually doing the art for Young Avengers, so that's awesome. Hopefully the dude stays on a bit. The feeling of the paper is kind of magazine-esque. It doesn't really feel like comic stock paper. But it's thick. They cram a lot in here for $6, so that's pretty cool. Also, if anybody can comment below, who is this supposed to be? The little dude in the glasses and the suit there. I was talking to Justin over at Galaxy Comics where I pick up my books about who that might be, and we both racked our brains and had no idea. So appreciate anybody who knows. New Avengers, the End Times little storyline that's going on before Marvel Now. Of course, Bendis is coming to us with this one. Really cool cover there with Doctor Strange. Big Doctor Strange fan, so that's cool to see him. And that's about it. I like the like little fractured A that's been on the End Times books. It looks super cool. Like if we lined all the End Times books together, they look like super neat next to each other. So it's cool stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man, this is number 16. Spider-Man's helping bring America back together. So there it is. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man, really, Miles Morales has no place in this crossover other than Captain America kind of stepped into that book and was like, hey, you have to be trained like Peter Parker was. But aside from that, it kind of broke up the narrative that was going on in this, where Miles is almost being investigated for the not the murder, but the death of his uncle, the Prowler, of course, and stuff like that. So this is we'll get back on track in a second, but there's that all the same. Going over to Venom, this is Minimum Carnage Part 3. I didn't grab. I don't read Scarlet Spider, so I missed out on that. Hopefully, I'm not missing too much. But we have Bun bringing us a crossover event, which is Carnage versus Venom and the Scarlet Spider. So cool stuff. And going over to Valiant Comics, we have a double dip this week. We have Harbinger number 5 right there, which is something I've been reading from them, and then Exo Man of War number 6, where he's fighting Ninjak, I guess, which is pretty cool. Both great books from Valiant. I'm not reading Bloodshot or Archer and Armstrong, but I read the first issues, and they look like good stuff as well. I just don't have the dollars to spread around. Anyways, that is the pull list for this week. We'll see you again next week with a whole bunch more comics. So, see you then.